Talking about knee pads, what? All right, make your way down onto your back. Take your time as you come on down. Have your yoga block nearby. And then as you come down, give it all a second. Give your back, give your muscles, your bones, your skin, your hair, your costume. Give everything a minute to work all the little wiggles out. So we're going to do a little bit slightly different play of like hand position and breath, or the idea of expanding the breath. So we're going to put one hand down at that like front pocket of the jeans, let the fingers scoop in just a touch into the soft tissue. And then your other hand is going to come up to the opposite curve of the ribs and let the fingers drape over the edge of the ribs just a little bit. So heel of the hands on the ribs, fingers over. Heel of the hands on the hip bone, fingers over. And then just take a minute to just feel what like normal natural breath feels like with that hand position. Now, when we breathe, when we take an inhalation, the diaphragm in the rib cage moves down, the rib cage lifts open and expands. The intercostal muscles do a movement, and you feel the bones move with the muscle expansion. Down at the hips, there is a movement of the diaphragm of the pelvic floor. With the inhalation, it goes down and softens, and then as you exhale, it rises back up. So we're going to feel in for that movement of breath. And then I want you to think like you're trying to breathe down and stretch in a sort of across of an X. So versus trying to let the belly rise up towards the ceiling, breathe down as if you're trying to stretch from the ribs to the bones of your pelvis in a lengthy breath. So inhale and feel like you're just trying to stretch that line of the X without the belly rising up much more than it did in the natural rhythm of your breath. And you almost want to feel like the breath moves into a slightly lateral pattern up into the rib cage. So you're breathing down to the hip bones, up and out to the side of the rib cage. Slow, steady, intentional breath. Nice big inhalation. Slow, slow, slow exhalation. Take one more cycle of breath. And then we're just going to switch hands position. So the low hand is going to come up to the ribs. So heel of the hand on the side of the ribs, fingers drape over the curve. Left or other hand comes down to the hip bone and the fingers drape over into the soft tissue. So find your new hand position and then take a moment just to come back to natural neutral breath. So you're not trying to change the breath or lengthen the breath, but just take a normal breath and notice what the breath feels like with this new hand position. And now expand the breath, or the idea of breath if you can, so that it feels like you're stretching that line of the X. The breath comes out to the side in the rib cage and lowers down into the pelvic floor. So we get this nice lengthening of breath, but not big lift. So we don't want to fill up the canister of the belly too much. We don't want to put too much pressure on. We want to expand breath so it moves where the breath should be, in the rib cage, moving in coordination with pelvic floor. Take that big, long, expansive inhalation where you get that space from the ribs to the hip. And then exhale as slow as you can. One more cycle of breath. Notice if you're holding tension in your jaw or gripping in your toes. Can you soften your toes just a little bit? Soften your jaw. Bring your arms and float them up into I Dream of Jeannie arms, square across the square across the chest. And then once you've got that square across the chest, start to gently move it from side to side and go a little bit slow with this I Dream of Jeannie movement, as if you're trying to feel, how does this move in the back of your body? So it's easy and obvious to see and feel in the front of the body. Can you feel movement happening in your back? One more I Dream of Jeannie, pull from side to side, and then take that I Dream of Jeannie like you're rowing a kayak. You're going to go dip your elbow down, rise it up, dip down to the other side and rise it up. And then just take those kayak rows. Again, go nice and slow once you've got that pattern so you can know the movement coming into the back. And then sometimes that interoception, it's not always there. So sometimes I look for like, what can I feel? Is I look for like, oh, I can feel my skin against the sticky mat, or the fabric of my clothes moving against my yoga mat, and all those little subtle things. So maybe you don't feel bones and muscles, but what do you feel? What shows up when you take this little kayak row? All right, take one more moment there. And then arms are going to float up cactus goalpost position. Take a second to settle everything in. Get your rib cage happy, get your shoulder blades in a good position. And then we're going to go spread your fingers. So you're going to get your hands in a nice, good intentional spread. And you're just going to hold that finger spread and a little cervical nod. So you're going to think about your rib cage. You want to see if you can anchor the back of your rib cage so it's nice and solid down on the ground. Keep the back of your rib cage anchored down and do a little cervical nod. Pick up your head as if you're just trying to look to the space between your legs, but don't shift anything in the upper body. And then slowly return your head back down, put a little length into the back of your neck. And then when you're ready, do it again. Spread fingers, back of the rib cage anchors down, cervical nod, lift your head up just enough, look to the space between your legs, and then slowly lower it down, lengthen the back of your neck. And we're just going to do that one more time. Solid elbows, spread the fingers, anchor of the rib cage down, lift your head, lower your head, and then take a couple of gentle head turns. Take a few more gentle head turns. I'm going to sit up for a second just so that what I'm saying shows up. So we're going to do a little, in a laying down position, you're going to do where we do like drop ear to the shoulder. So we're going to do this little head tilt, and then we're going to do some eye movement in opposite direction. So we're going to say, tilt your right ear towards your right shoulder. Hold steady there for a second, and then just get your shoulders arranged, get your shoulder blades in a happy position, get your arms where they don't have to work too hard. So like sometimes I have to adjust so that I'm not like tensing up my shoulder. So get everything where it feels like you can be a little bit effortless once you put your ear towards your shoulder. Now with right ear towards the shoulder, you're going to look your eyeballs up to the left at a diagonal, and you're going to hold that steady gaze. Now, I find that my eyeglasses sometimes are a little bit distracting because they kind of catch in that peripheral vision. So if it feels like it's too distracting and you can't hold the steady gaze, take your glasses off, but get that good position. So head, ear tilted to the shoulder, and then just the eyeballs look up at a diagonal, and you're going to hold that steady gaze and a slow intentional breath in and out through your nose. Keep your slow breath going. So your ears tilted over to the right, your eyeballs are looking up and to the left. You're going to hold for about 2 more cycles of breath, and then your eyes, just your eyes, are going to look down and to the right. So when you're ready, switch your eyes, look down and to the right, hold your steady gaze. Notice if you've picked up any tension in your shoulders or your upper back or your chest. Hold that steady gaze, head is still tilted. All right, slow release your gaze, bring your head back to center, pause for a second, just give everything a little wiggle, a little reset, and then we're going to take it over to the other side. So you're going to tip your left ear toward your left shoulder, and then get everything else nicely arranged so that your shoulder heads feel comfortable, shoulder blades feel good, not too much tension in the upper body, holding a touch of effortlessness if you can find it. And then once you've got left ear towards left shoulder, eyeballs are going to look up and to the right. So you're going to look up at that diagonal pattern to the right and hold your steady gaze. All right, head is going to stay in its position. Eyeballs are now going to look down and to the left and hold your steady gaze there. Excellent. Slow release of your gaze. Slowly return your head back to center and then just take a couple of gentle head turns just to release any tension in the head or the neck. Make sure your jaw feels a little bit soft. Get everything back to a slightly loose position. Now we're going to take your right hand and you're going to wedge it just a little bit into the side of your hip. And the purpose is it's not like you're picking up your butt and tucking it under your bum. You're wedging it into the side of your hip to create a little stop point. So think of it like when you put that peg in a tire and you kind of hold it so it doesn't roll down the hill. So you're just kind of putting a peg in the tire, wedge your hand into the right side of your hip. And now you're going to take your left leg and just go a little bit rolling in and out to a half butterfly. And you're just looking for that edge, looking for that stop point, and then coming back up and find a nice, light, gentle pace where you just come up and down with the leg. Go for 2 more if you can. And then when you're ready, let that leg come to stillness. Take your left hand, wedge your left side of your butt. Same thing on the other side. Knee comes in and out. And we're just looking for that wedge to create us a little bit of a stopping point. So we just go out to a certain point and then come back in. And then what we really want to do is ideally what this little wedge does is it prevents us from tipping and rolling the whole pelvis. So we want movement in the leg. We want that thigh bone getting that abduction movement, coming in and out, working the inner thighs, but the hips stay relatively steady. All right, one more moment there, and then we're going to come back to the right leg, but now we're going to go straight kick, leg long and wide. So you're going to wedge your hip again, pick your knee up towards your chest. You're going to go straight leg up towards the sky. Just give a second just to tune into the back of your leg. Now go leg nice and long, keep your wedge, lift the leg up to about hip height, and then go out to the side. Find your stopping point where your hand gives you that little bit of resistance. And then, so we're going to go long leg kick. Don't let the heel touch the ground, and then go out to the side. And of course, I always say, put a little bend in your knee so you're not stressing it out. We want most of this work to feel like it's coming from the hips, the top of the thigh, and the abductors. And then we got that wedge in, so we want to just kind of feel into the bony structure of our hips. Do you feel like you can keep your hips in a relatively stable position and you don't want to tilt over to the right as you swing that leg out? Beautiful. Go for one more in and out. And then when you're ready, float that leg down, wedge up your left hip, kick your leg up to the sky, hold there just for a second, just to feel and to notice how the back of your leg feels. And then when you're ready, take the leg nice and long, heels in a hover, kick the leg up to the sky, about to hip height, and then we swing it out to the side, look for that edge of your wedged hand, and then come back in. And then just take a few, find a nice pace that makes good sense. One side might feel different from the other. One side might feel more challenging than the other. Because we just don't hold perfect symmetry in our body. So we just kind of notice those little subtle variations that might show up. Take your time as you go, and then just tune in. And if you can, listen into your to the bony structure of your hips. And we just want to make sure that it's not rocking around too much. We want to feel like there's movement for the leg, the thigh bone, and the hip socket, but the hips stay relatively stable or roughly in line with the rib cage. Lovely. Go for one or two more if you can. And then we're going to come right into Apanasana. So pull both knees into your chest and then just get a soft handhold and just let everything rest for a moment. Let your butt muscles rest. Let your low back muscles rest. Let your shoulders get a little soft and heavy. Let your armpits get a little soft. Take a nice big rib cage filling breath. Breathe as if you're trying to breathe a little bit into the back of your mat or into the rib cage and the back of your bra strap. Take one more breath. All right, now we're going to do the pick up the yoga block. So today we're going to play wide setting, skinny setting. So we're going to alternate between the two. So put your yoga block in between your feet, go for the widest setting. And you're going to take the yoga block all the way up to the sky. And then you're going to lower it down to the ground. And then you're going to try to pivot with your feet and then pick it up at the skinniest setting and float it back up to the sky. So you're going to pick it up skinny setting, and then you're going to pick it up wide setting. And how fast you go, there's no right or wrong. We want that good intentional pace. We want to tune into that proprioception. Where are you connected to the tools and the space that you're working in and with? Go for about one or two more up and down. And then we're going to set the yoga block down. We're going to go yoga block low setting so that it comes underneath your right foot. And you roughly want to try, and if it helps you get it, you're just going to take a little peek. You want to try to shoot for foot, knee, and hip bone in a relatively lined up position. Once you've got the yoga block, and I'll say low setting and go a little bit long or go for where it feels sturdy. We're going to go single leg hip bridge. This is the one we're going to do 3, take a rest, 3, take a rest, 3, take a rest. So we're going to go single leg hip bridge. You can use your elbows as a little bit of leverage, but if you can get it, we want the foot that's on the yoga block to do the Barbie foot. So you're going to go toe in the ball of the foot on, heel in a lifted position. Arms up, big challenge, elbows down, a little assist. Find the shape that feels good. Press into that Barbie foot, lift your butt up, hold, lower nice and slow. Press into the Barbie foot, lift, hold, lower nice and slow. One more. Press into your Barbie foot, lift up, hold, lower nice and slow. Left foot comes down, right leg drops out into a soft little butterfly. Take a nice big breath. When you're ready, leg is going to come back up. Take a moment just to ask yourself, could I go for 3 more? Barbie foot or flat foot? Flat foot's going to be a little bit more sturdy. Barbie foot's going to give you a little bit more challenge. Elbows down, a little assist, arms up, a little bit more work. Left leg is going to kick up to the sky. Barbie foot, if you feel good about it, push into that foot, lift your hips up, hold for just a second, lower nice and slow. Press into the Barbie foot, lift up, hold, lower nice and slow. One more just like that. Press into your Barbie foot, lift up, hold, lower nice and slow. Left foot comes down. This time, take your right knee into your chest, a gentle hold, take a nice big breath. All right, it's going to be our last set of 3 on this side. So ask yourself what feels available. How much fatigue have you hit? Does the muscle feel like it's cramping up? That's a no-go. We're not going to keep pushing it just because it feels like everybody else is doing it. Barbie foot or flat foot, go for the one that feels strongest at this point. Elbows down, arms up, go for the one that feels like the perfect challenge for you. And then when you're ready, push into that foot, lift your hips up, hold, come down nice and slow. Push into that foot, lift up, hold, come down nice and slow. Last one here, push into that foot, lift and hold. Come down nice and slow. Left foot touches down, basket weave around the back of that right leg, kick the foot up to the sky, and then pull the leg just a little bit for you to feel that little tension or a little bit of stress in the back of the leg. Hang there for a second, take a breath. All right, slow, soft release, and then we're going to take the work to the other side. So you're going to pass your yoga block over so that it's underneath your left foot, and we want that rough alignment. So foot, knee, and hip roughly lined up. So take a little glance, make sure you don't feel like you're way off to the side or way into the middle. Find that nice alignment. And then one side might be different than the other. So maybe Barbie foot or maybe flat foot, totally up to you. Maybe elbows down, maybe arms up, totally up to you. Lift your leg up to the sky, push into that foot on the block, hold. Come down nice and slow. Use your exhale. Push into your foot, lift up, hold. Come down nice and slow. One more time. Push into that Barbie foot, lift and hold. Come down nice and slow. Right foot's going to touch down. Left leg is going to go half butterfly. Take a rest. One more resting breath. And then when you're ready, left knee is going to come back up. Barbie foot or flat foot, choose the one that feels best now. Right leg up to the sky, elbows down, arms up, choose the one that feels best, and away we go. Exhale, lift up, hold, lower down nice and slow. Exhale, lift up, hold, lower down nice and slow. Last one, exhale, lift up, hold. I should say last one of the set. Lower down nice and slow, right foot down, left knee comes into your chest, Apanasana, or a single leg, and then take a moment, take a breath. When you're ready, left foot returns to the yoga block. Flat foot, Barbie foot, go for the one that feels good. Right leg kicks up to the sky. Elbows down, give you an assist. Arms up, give you a bigger challenge. Find your shape. And then when you're ready, exhale, lift up, hold. Lower nice and slow. Exhale, lift up, hold. Lower nice and slow. Exhale, lift up, hold. Lower nice and slow. Right foot touches down. Left leg kicks up towards the sky. Basket weave the back of the leg. Pull it in just a touch where you feel that little bit of stretch feeling, and then hang out for a moment. Notice your breath. All right, we're going to go Apanasana, knees to chest, and then we're going to take it into our little reverse crunches. So for reverse crunches, yesterday we did the goalpost arms and we tugged those knees into the space of the goalpost. You want to think shoulder and head stay connected to the ground. So we keep that upper body rooted and anchored, and we tug those knees up into the goalpost of our arms and then release. And then we shoot for a little bit of breath work. Exhale, come in. Inhale, release. Three more if you can. Beautiful. Come up in that nice organized way. So go 1 foot down, hold onto your knee, push your knee and your shin into your hand, and use that nice organization to come up. And then once you come up, we'll go right into Sukhasana, crisscross applesauce. Get your seat nicely arranged. And then once you've got it all set up, right hand down, left hand reaches up and over, take a gentle side bend. Go maybe like a third of the way where you feel a little bit of that side bend, but not too much stress. And then just take a nice big breath. 3 barrel rolls in the side bend. So keep it a little bit soft so you're not in that like full tilted end range of motion in that side bend. See if you can soften it up just a little bit and then go barrel rolls or scrape the peanut butter jar. Take your ribs and just draw them in some circles going in one direction. Take your ribs and draw them in circles, go the other way. One more circle around and then go into a little bit more depth. Anchor your sits bones down, reach up through that left hand, reach through the fingertips, get that feeling of positive stress into the side of your waist. Take a nice big breath. And then slow, soft release, lift it up and over to the other side. Find that soft side bend. Once you feel that soft side bend, hang out there for a second, notice your breath. And then see if you can add that barrel roll or scrape the peanut butter jar maneuver. Circle your ribs, go for a few circles in one direction. Go for a few circles the other way. One more circle around and then add that little bit of extra positive stress. Anchor down into your sits bones, reach up through your hand, get a little extra feeling of stretch into the side. Take a nice big breath. And then on your next inhale, lift up, go right into a seated twist. Rotate to one side, get a little tall in your spine, take a nice big breath. On an inhale, come through center, and then as you exhale, twist to the other side. On an inhale, come through center. Fingertips are going to find the curve of the ribs, and you're going to smush your fingers in just as much as they'll go in an upright seat. Push in, feel, and then slack over. So you're just going to round your upper body just a little bit so you feel like your ribs curl over your fingers. And then you're going to hold that position for a moment. Take a nice big breath. Take one more breath. Lift up slowly, heels of the hands find the side of the ribs and do the locomotion like you're just trying to go one hand follows the other and you just want to feel like you're wiggling the skin and the connective tissue along the side of the ribs. And then once you've done the locomotion in one direction just enough, take it in reverse, go the other way. And then once you've done the locomotion just enough there, hands together, interlace the fingers, flip your palms, shoulders down just a touch, get that nice gentle stretch into your wrists, into your fingers, and take a nice big breath. we're going to get fancy and go up, over, and through into a tabletop position. But if you know from Sukhasana, your knees are like, do not flip me over, or your ankles don't appreciate that maneuver, come around to tabletop in a way that makes good sense. If you can, you're going to unlace your fingers. Palms are going to still face forward. You're going to go hands and heels of the hands out towards the edges of your mat. Then if it feels good, you're going to push into your legs, come up and through, and then keep that nice wide position with your arms. Once you've got that nice wide position with your arms, we're going to go 3 little push-ups here. So you're going to bend your elbows, let your heart come down just a little bit, and then you're going to push strong into your palms, come back up to your starting position. Bend your elbows, let your heart come down just a little bit. Try to keep your hips in a nice, steady, stable position. Push strong into your arms, come back up. One more just like that. Bend your elbows, let your heart come down just a little bit. Push strong into your arms, come back up, adjust your grip. Now hands are going to go and walk out and find the edge of your mat and grab the edge of your mat. So you're going to get that nice sturdy handhold. So grab the edge of your mat, get your toes curled under. Push back using that grip of your mat. Push your butt back towards your heels. Get a little stretch into the toes and the bottoms of the feet. Create a little bit pandiculation. Resist and pull yourself forward or bring yourself up using the strength of your legs and your toes. Grip the mat, push butt back. Push strong into your toes and the pads of your feet. Come back up. Create a little bit of touch of resistance. Do it one more time. Grip that mat. Push your butt back. Create a little resistance. Come forward. Keep holding on to that mat. On your next exhalation, lift up into downward facing dog. And then float your knees down nice and slow. Butt's going to go right back to the heels. Push into that mat with your grip. Come back. Lift back up to your downward facing dog. Float your weight down to your table, butt goes back to the heels. Inhale, come forward. Exhale up to downward facing dog. Lovely. Next time we go up to our downward facing dog, we're just going to do a little play with our feet. So butt goes back to the heels. Get that little stretch to toes in the bottom of the feet. Come up to your table. Exhale, lift up into your downward facing dog. Pedal your feet, but shoot for a slow, intentional pedal, like you're trying to feel a little stretch into your calf muscles and into the back of your leg as if you're trying to approach that heel touching down to the ground. Not everybody's heels touch down in downward facing dog, so we don't force it, but we just want to feel a little touch of stretch. Go for one more good intentional pedal of the feet, and then shift yourself forward so you're in a planking position. Adjust your feet, but you got that nice good grip. We're only going to stay for a second. Float your knees down nice and slow. Soften your grip or bring your fingers out from underneath your mat, and then gently lower your way down onto prone position. Once you've got your way there, crocodile arms, bend your knees, swish your feet from side to side. One more windshield wiper. Head's going to stay in a neutral, soft position. Let your left foot float down, and if you can, a slight dorsiflexion of the foot, just so it feels nice and solid and anchored. Dorsiflex your right foot, and then imagine that your heel, your right heel, has a magnet, and it's magnetized to your butt. And you want to feel like, as you try to magnetize your heel to your butt, that the back of your thigh grips and does a bunch of work. Not so much that it spasms or cramps up, just enough so it feels a little bit alive. So magnetize your heel toward your butt. Hold that steady magnet. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften. Float your foot down. Let the right foot be in a dorsiflex position just to stabilize you. Pick that left heel up. Then flex the foot. Drive your heel towards your butt like your left heel is now magnetized to your left glute. Feel that squeeze. You want to feel like your hamstring muscle, back of the thigh, is on, but not cramping up, and no pain points. So hold a steady, intentional magnetize of that heel to the butt. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften, float it down. Both feet are going to stay in that dorsiflex position if they can. If your toes bother, let them go. Hands are going to come alongside the shoulders, low, low baby cobras. So you're going to go tip of the nose, lift your gaze, a tiny little lift of your chest. Think hatha style, but low cobra. So go tip of your nose to the ground. Lift the back of your head up as if you're trying to just pull your nose away from the earth. And then look your eyes forward, lift your chin forward, hold there for 3, 2, 1. Slow, return your chin back down. Slow, return your tip of the nose back down to the ground. And then do it again. Pick up the tip of your nose, back of the head lifts up towards the sky. Look your eyeballs up. Lift your gaze, look forward, hold. 3, 2, 1. Slow return back down to the ground. Tip of the nose touches down. Take a breath. Last one here. Pick up your head like you're just trying to lift the back of your head towards the sky. Tip of the nose lifts away from the ground. Look your eyeballs up. Lift your chin. Tiny little engagement into those back muscles. Your rector spinae muscles. Hold steady for 3, 2, 1. Slow, lower your head down just enough so you can push your way up to tabletop position. Come up nice and slow to your table and then into puppy pose. Hips stay roughly in line with the knees, toes wherever they feel the most comfortable. Stretch your arms out, let your heart soften down, and then reduce as much effort here as you can. Take a few slow, deep breaths. When you're ready, slowly bring it up to tabletop position. We're going to hop the right leg out, gate pose prep position. So you're going to step the right leg out to the side, toe and the knee are going to be pointing fairly forward. You're going to take 3 gentle rocks forward and back. Left foot, back foot, toe, however you want to think about it, can be in whatever position feels the most comfortable. So for some of us, toes under, it's more stable. For some of us, toes released. All right, once you've done about 3 on that side, switch. Pop the right leg in. Step the left leg out, find that nice wide position with the toe and the knee pointing fairly forward, and take about 3 rocks forward and back. Beautiful. Once you've done about 3 on that side, hop it in, switch, go back over to the right side. This time, if you can, arrange the toe and the knee so they're pointing a little bit up or just not pointing as much forward. So get a little bit of rotation in the leg. And then once you found that little bit of rotation in the leg, take your table and rock it forward and back, shooting to keep those toes roughly pointing up towards the sky. Once you've done about 3 there, hop that leg in, switch it over to the other side. Left leg hops out. We turn the toe and the knee up a little bit, and then take your table, rock it forward and back. Beautiful. All right, now when you're ready, hop your left leg in, hop your right leg out to the side. Now we're coming up. So keep toe and the knee pointing forward, hands to the hips, come up to that high kneel position. And then just for a moment, without having to do anything else, imagine that your right foot and your left knee are magnets to the earth, and they're just going to get a little bit more like hugged down into the ground. Feel that little touch of effort that happens in the inner thigh. Feel that little touch of effort that happens in your left quad. And then right hand's going to find that right thigh. Left hand's going to reach up to the sky. Halfway, go for a little bit of a side bend. Take a nice big breath. Come up out of the side bend. Turn your right toe and the knee up towards the ceiling. Go about halfway. Come back up. Go back to toe and the knee pointing forward. Reach over towards that right leg. Go a little bit further this time if it feels good. All right, now left hand's going to come all the way down to the ground. Think supported half plank, supported side plank. And then you're just going to do 3 leg lifts with that right leg. Just pick it up, keep a little flex in the foot so the leg feels energized. And then once you've done about 3, bend that knee, swing yourself around into your tabletop position, set yourself up to the other side. Left leg comes out, gate pose position, hands to the hips, come up to your high kneel. Get your left foot, right knee magnetized down to the ground. So you feel your inner thigh kick on just a little bit. You feel those right quad kick on just a little bit. Left hand to the thigh, right hand reaches up. Go for a halfway. Just fold over into that side position just a little bit. Take a breath. Come back up nice and slow. Take that left leg, spin it up just a little bit so the toe and the knee are pointing up towards the ceiling, and then come back to that side bend. Come back up, rotate that leg again so the toe and the knee are pointing forward, magnetize the legs, and then go just a little bit further into that side bend. Take a nice big breath. Use your in-breath. Come up nice and slow. Right hand's going to touch down to the ground, side plank position. Once you've got that side plank position, take that left leg, lift it up 3 times. And then once you've done 3 lifts there, circle everything around, come back through your tabletop position, curl your toes under, exhale, lift up into downward facing dog. Softly walk your feet towards your hands. Take your time as you walk yourself towards the front edge of your mat. And then as you come to the front edge of your mat, soft ragdoll fold. Put a nice big bend in the knees, put a bit of space between your legs. Let your spine have as much effortlessness as it can find. Head nice and heavy, gaze to the back end of your mat. Arms nice and heavy, legs a little soft. While you're in your folded position, if you can, take a little glance at your toes, and you're just going to see if you can lift your toes, get a little spread into your toes, lift the arches of your feet. So toes return to the ground with a little space between them best you can, and the arches of the feet are a little bit lifted. And then try to maintain that foot position, bend your knees a lot, pull your abdominal muscles in, slow roll your way up to standing, take your arms up above your head, draw your hands right through heart center, hands come down at your sides. Now you're going to float your arms up to about shoulder height right in front of you. On an inhale, more about the butt than anything else. As you inhale, you're going to sit your butt down, but think, fan out your tush. So you're just showing off your bloomers. And then exhale, push into your heels, return. Now, next time you go down, notice your toes, and you want to keep your toes connected to the ground. Inhale, spread your butt bones. Keep your toes connected to the ground. Exhale, push into your feet, slow return. Inhale, sit down, spread your sits bones, keep your toes connected to the ground. Push into your feet, return nice and slow. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms, press them up above your head. Take a little side bend over to the right, take a nice big breath. Use your in-breath to come up through center, take a little tip over to the left, take a nice big breath. Use your in-breath, come back up to center. Keep your hands, if you can, tip over to the right just a little bit, and then rotate your heart as if you're trying to reach your heart up towards the sky. Turn your head a little bit, turn your heart a little bit, take a breath. Unwind rotation, come back up through center, take it over to the other side, a little tilt over to the left, and then rotate. Heart up towards the sky, turn your head, look up towards the sky. Return your heart to neutral, come back up nice and slow. Cactus goalpost the arms as you unlace the fingers, pull the elbows down, but pull them out nice and wide and get that good spread of your fingers. Elbows back, chest big and open, lift your chin slightly, look to the sky, take a nice big breath. Release nice and slow. Take a second to just get that all out of the upper body, and then take your right leg and crisscross over your left. We're going to go halfway. So once you've got your legs crisscrossed, you're going to walk down to about that L shape or 7 shape with the body. Hang there for a moment and notice your breath. See your toes. See if you can get a little spread into your toes, a little lift into your arch. Before we come up, you can go down a little further if you want to. So if it feels good to just reach toward your toes, get that little extra positive stress, and then put a little softness into your knees, a little strength into your legs, come up nice and slow, uncross, and then we'll recross. Left leg is going to cross over the right. And then we're going to go down to that halfway point. So you're going to go down to make that L shape, 7 shape with the body. Once you've got your way there, Take a little peek at your toes. Can you spread your toes a little? Can you lift your arches? Before we come up, you can go down a little further if you like. Reach toward your toes, get that little extra positive stress, and then soften everything so you come up in a nice organized way. Uncross your legs, take a second, give it all a little wiggle and a shake, and then go back to your regular old mountain pose, toes and knees pointing forward. Imagine now that your heels have magnets and they're kind of hugging into each other. So as you wrap your heels into each other, the feet don't really move, but you feel a little bit of engagement at the feet and a wrapping in so that your butt muscles get a little bit firmer. Firm up your butt muscles, palms facing forward, gaze forward, eyes on the horizon. Take a nice big breath. As you inhale, arms up, heels up. You're going to lift your arms and lift your heels. And then as you exhale, you're going to float your heels down, softly bend your knees, fold towards your feet. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, tabletop position. We're going to grab yoga block. Yoga block is going to come underneath our knees. You're going to work your way down. And when you put the yoga block underneath your knees, we want it wide, low setting. And then you're going to pop your knees up onto the block. So it's going to put our hips a little higher than our heart. And then the front half of the body is going to come down like you're in Sphinx position or dolphin pose position. So your elbows are underneath your shoulders, forearms to the ground, spread your fingers and get your toes under if you can. Once you've got your way there, gaze will be at the space between your elbows, not to your knees and not all the way up to your thumbs. So find that nice happy position, but then you just want to make sure you're not chicken pecking your head down to the ground. So pull the chin back, broaden the upper body, feel that nice bit of space into the shoulder blades. And then imagine that your elbows are trying to pull the yoga mat apart. Hold that steady position. Now take a nice big rib cage filling breath. And then exhale, get longer in your spine. Feels like there's a little double tuck of the chin, or you want to think head, shoulders, hips lined up. Now take another big rib cage filling breath. Exhale, get a little bit longer in your spine. Last cycle of breath here, we're going to take an abdominal vacuum or hypopressive if you want to. Take an inhalation, big 360 breath, fill your rib cage up. Try to maintain that expanded shape of the ribs. And as you exhale slowly, let your breath go. And then right at the end of your exhalation, close off your nose, mouth, and throat. Hold breath, take a fake inhalation. Don't let any air come in. And then when you're ready, slow, soft release of your air. Walk yourself up and away from that low position. Spin it all around so you're sitting on your butt. And then we're going to take it down onto our back. We're going to go into a low block setting supported hip bridge. So get your back down onto the back, pick your butt up, slide that yoga block underneath your butt. Once you've got the yoga block underneath your butt, take a second. Reduce as much effort as you can. Reduce effort in your hips. Reduce effort in your belly. Let your hands find a happy position so they don't have to work too hard for a moment. Notice your feet. Are you gripping in your toes? Can you soften your toes and can you get a soft lift into the arches of your feet? We're going to do a little alternating pattern, then we're going to go there, stay there. So you're going to go right leg down to the end of your mat, flex your foot. Left leg down to the end of your mat, flex your foot. Walk your right leg back in. Walk your left leg back in. Keep that dorsiflexion of the feet. Now go left leg nice and long to the end of your mat. Keep that foot in dorsiflex position. Right leg goes down to meet. Left leg steps in. Right leg comes into meet. Switch sides. Right leg goes down to the end of your mat. Keep that flexed foot. left leg goes down to meet. Right foot steps in, left foot comes back. Left leg goes down to the end of your mat. Right leg goes down to meet. Left leg steps in, right leg steps in. Right leg goes down to the end of your mat. Let the toe turn out. Let the toe turn up. Let the left leg go down to meet. Let the left toe turn out. Let the left toe turn up. Walk the right leg back in. Walk the left leg back in. Go left leg nice and long. Turn the toe out. Turn the toe up. Walk your right leg out to meet. Turn the toe out. Turn the toe up. Keep your legs there. Let the toes spill out just a little bit. Then bring your hands to the front pockets of your jeans as if you're trying to melt the front pockets of your jeans over the edges of your mat. So you're going to put a little bit of the outward U-shaped press of your hands, as if you're just trying to put a little bit more space into the soft tissue of that low belly space between the bones. So bones anchoring out, hands doing a little bit of that fascial stretch or assist, and then notice your breath. And then you're going to see if you can keep the hands in place, and you're going to do a little bit of work with the feet. So you're going to roll toes up towards the ceiling, roll toes out to the sides. You get a little bit of that corpse roll situation going on while your hips are in extension and your hands are doing a little bit of a fascial tug. All right, now as you go up and down with the toes, you're going to ask yourself, where does it feel the nicest to you? Everybody's body will feel a little bit different. Pick the place where it feels the nicest to you. Stay there, and then release your hands and do that big yawning stretch. So once your feet are in a good position, stretch your arms up, and then take an inhale and stretch and reach from your fingers all the way down to your heels or all the way down to your toes. And then as you exhale, invite a little softness in, walk your feet back in nice and slow. Push strong into your feet. Lift your hips up. Move that block out from underneath you. Stay in your bridge. Bring your arms back up. Take a second just to put a little bit of squeeze into your butt muscles. Give them a good squeeze. And as you squeeze your butt muscles, relax your toes. Put an extra squeeze into your butt muscles. Hold that squeeze. As you hold that squeeze, relax your toes. Put one last squeeze into your butt muscles. As you hold that squeeze, relax your toes. And then think one vertebrae at a time. Keep the squeeze in your butt muscles. Go upper back, middle back, low back. Hips touch down, butt softens. Arms are going to just slowly slip down into anatomical position. Walk your feet down to the end of your mat. Let them fall out just for a moment in your traditional corpse pose position. And then if you get here and you're like, that's not the position for my back, and it never is, adjust it so it feels good. Go for a nice restful position where you don't have to work too hard and your body doesn't mind. And then once you've got a relatively comfortable enough position, just allow your breath to slow down. You always have the option to stay in your resting position as long as you like. But if you feel ready to do so, put a nice amount of twinkle into your toes and a good wiggle into your fingers. And as you wiggle your fingers and twinkle your toes, turn your head as much from side to side as feels good. And then move your wrists and move your ankles. And then we came up on the other side with our left knee coming into the chest. So we're going to come up in our organized get up with the right knee coming into your chest. So once you feel like you're pretty alert and pretty alive, take a nice yawning stretch, go fingers to the toes, take that big yawn, stretch and reach. And then you're going to pull your right knee in and you're going to catch hold of your knee or your shin or your back of your thigh. And then you're going to push. You push your knee into your hand and you push your hand into your knee and you come up in that nice organized way. And then you find your way right to a comfortable seated position. Sukhasana, if that feels good, but really any seat that lets you sit up nice and tall. And then once you've got your way there, we're going to go hands right onto the solar plexus. So come right underneath that curve of the ribs, find that soft tissue right above your belly button. Let your eyes close down for a moment. We're going to take Sitali cooling breath. So if you can make a taco tongue, you make a taco tongue and you breathe in through your mouth and out through your nose. And if you can't make the taco tongue, you make just a gentle little O shape like you're sipping a straw, in through the mouth, out through the nose. So we want that cool air to come across the tongue. That's the cooling breath. So make your little taco tongue or make your O shape with your mouth. Breathe in through your mouth. Close your mouth and exhale through your nose. Taco tongue or O-shaped mouth. Breathe in through your mouth. Close your mouth, exhale through your nose. Last cooling breath. Curl your tongue, breathe in through your mouth. Close your mouth and exhale as slow as you can. And then just take one last moment to breathe a little bit of love and gratitude towards yourself, for your mind, for your body, for all of your hard work. And then a soft exhale to let go. Let go of anything you're holding on to that won't serve you for the next few minutes of your morning. And when you're ready, open your eyes. I bow to you. You guys are amazing.